What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Empowered Weekly. I am so glad you chose to join us here today. Feel free to share this with a neighbor, a friend, a co-worker, your roommate, somebody, and let them know that, hey, we are pursuing purpose to strive to be the change that we want to see. Again, I say welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so glad you chose to join us. Listen, guys, I'm going to give you the inside scoop first thing in the lesson. Yes. I got to gather myself because I get excited every time thinking about it. Mark your calendars. August 3rd through August 5th, the Empowered Network will be hosting our first expo. The Empowered Expo #, accelerate. Mark your calendars, save the date. The link for registration will be listed in the comment section below and the description below, whatever it's called. Be sure to mark your calendars and register. The lineup we have already, man, is ridiculous. From near and far, Milwaukee, all over the place. We are excited to... Anywho, again, welcome to Empowered Weekly. So this week's episode is titled "One Ain't Done." One ain't done. I want you to write that down. One ain't done. Now, for those of you, if this is your first lesson, we're taking a different approach this year with being more interactive and being more of a teaching space, a space in which is more engaging. We're taking notes and we're learning together. So for those of you who are taking notes, get your notepad ready, get your pen ready, because listen, this is going to be a good one today. I feel it already. This is going to be a good one. The title of today's lesson, yet again, is titled "One Ain't Done." Our first key point of the day is consistency is hard. I want you to write that down. Consistency is hard. Now, you may be saying, okay, if you're preaching consistency, why are you telling me that it's hard? Because truth of the matter is, consistency is hard. It's the first thing I want to talk about because there's so many reasons why it can be, but I want to focus on 3 different things that make it hard. The first thing being the speed of results. The speed of results make consistency hard. I say this because there's no direct timeline. There's no direct indication of when that viral moment, when that moment in which your opportunity will come. There's no direct time. There's no direct moment in which you know that you know that you know. See, one thing I've learned is that you know that you know that you know what it is, but you don't necessarily know when it is. So time, the speed of results can make consistency hard. I've learned that as well, that slow growth has been deemed as no growth. That is a lie. Slow growth to me is the best type of growth in these days and times, just because we're in a culture in which everything is happening so fast. I've learned that taking my time and being patient and going through every step that is necessary has opened the door and has allowed us to be has allowed for longevity. I'm going to say it that way. Longevity. Take the slow road. I'm telling you, sometimes the slow road is the fast road. You're saying that's contradictory, but you have to understand, by taking your time and being patient and learning those lessons, you're growing much faster than those who are right there on the spotlight, right there on the scene. They're learning as they're growing, but you're able to learn these lessons, and you're not taking that big of a hit. Your reputation is not tarnished because of a mistake. You have time to learn the lessons, is what I'm trying to say. So slow growth has been deemed as no growth. That's a lie. Slow growth is good growth. Slow growth is good growth. Now, I'm going to make this plain here. I'm not knocking those who have a fast track. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that by any means. But just know that each lesson is necessary through everything. I want to debunk another statement when I'm talking about the speed of results. We've been told that culture has defined viral is your only way to be successful. Being viral is your only way to be successful. That's what we've been told. That's wrong. That is not your only way to be successful. As we spoke about a few lessons ago about entertaining angels unaware. Listen, that one person that may watch your video, may like your video, may share with that one person who knows that other person. It don't take a million views to get where you're trying to go. It don't take a million likes. It don't take a million follows. It don't take all that to get where you're trying to go. It simply don't. You're saying, what do you mean? What I said. It don't take viral to get where you're trying to go. I've learned that oftentimes those who are just now on the scene have been on the scene. And all it took was one person to share, one person to like, one person to comment. All it takes is one person for that to happen. You're not ready for that conversation. Again, once you're successful, once you hit that level of success, once you hit that moment, you reach that goal, just know that it does not stop there. It does not stop there, and the speed of results are not more expedient because you are successful. Just because you're successful the first time doesn't mean it's going to happen just as fast or faster the second time. Which is why the list is titled, One Ain't Done. Number 2, consistency could be hard because you battle the I have to versus I want to. I have to versus I want to makes consistency hard. How you operate while being consistent matters. It's very key. Oftentimes, people are doing things repetitively because they have to, because it's just what they do. But I realized that have to says, my love for it is there. I love what I'm doing, but I would rather be doing something else. I have to put this content out here. I have to share this text. I have to share this image. I have to do. It's the love is there, but the effort behind it don't match it. If that makes sense. I want to tells me that, okay, I'm excited and there's a hunger to. I want to share. I want to do this. I want to versus I have to. I found myself in this predicament at times. It's like, oh, I have to record. Or like, oh, I have to get a lesson done. Or I have to study. And I found that with the I have to mentality, that my effort did not match the, oh man, I want to record. I'm excited to, like, it's a difference. Now, many people may be saying, well, it could be the same thing. Like, you could say, I have to and be excited about it, which is true. But have to and want to, there are two different lingos, and they mean two completely different things. Now, I want you to understand that you should not feel obligated to do what you love. You should not feel obligated to be, you should not feel as if what you're doing is an obligation. If you feel as if it's an obligation, then it's just a job. And most times with jobs, when you have to work, you get tired of it. You get tired of everything that comes with that job. When you feel as if you're obligated to do that. I go to my job because I'm obligated to be there to pay my bills. I have to go. And truth be told, I'll be tired of it. I'll be tired of it. Now, I know a lot of people are like, okay, this is not the same as Empower Weekly 2K22. What is going on? I say, you know what? I want to take a more transparent approach and be honest and be myself. So this is, y'all get it, Mike. Y'all getting all of Mike Wallace, okay? But again, you should not feel obligated to do what you love. You should do what you love because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. Let's say it again. You should be able to do what you love because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. You should not feel obligated to anyone. I'm just going to say it. You should not feel obligated to anyone to offer up your skills and talents if you don't want to. You have a choice, whether you want to or not. You have a choice. You have a choice to be consistent, whether you want to or not. Now, granted, there are other things that are going on in the midst of this. I've learned that there's a lot of dirty work involved with being consistent. And there are things that you just don't want to do. Matter of fact, I want you to write down in the midst of your journey right now, what are 3 things every day that you simply just don't want to do, but you have to do? What are those 3 things that you just don't want to do, but you have to do? Let's write that down. And what are those 3 things that every day you look forward to doing those 3 things? What are 3 things that you want to do on a daily basis? One thing I want to teach and I want to emphasize this year is that we must be aware. We must be aware people. We must be aware of how we feel and what's going on around us and how we feel about what we are doing. So we're just not moving and we're just unaware. We're just moving to be moving. We're not doing it no more. So what are 3 things that you have to do that you really don't want to? And what are 3 things that you want to do? Moving forward, the 3rd thing is wavering support makes consistency hard. Wavering support makes consistency hard. Support, I'm learning, as I mentioned again in the previous lesson, that is very vital. Knowing what type of support you need, knowing where to draw your support from matters when being consistent. Followers will come and go. Share squads will come and go. But you must know that the numbers cannot be your driving force. The clout cannot be your driving force because, again, it will not always be there. Okay, so these are 3 things that I'm sorry, I felt another thought coming, but these are 3 things that I thought, for me, that has made consistency very hard. Again, I have to versus I want to. The speed of results and wavering support has made consistency hard for me at times. Now, understand this. I'm telling you, I refuse to build a people. I refuse to lead a group of people. I refuse to empower or lure the leaders to be one-hit wonders. I refuse to build one-hit wonders. Yes, I said it. I refuse to build one-hit wonders. I want to build a people that are prepared for the moment and are able to continue to build on after the fact. After the fact, having the momentum moving forward. Again, I want you to write it down. What's going to keep you consistent in this season? What do you want to do that will keep you consistent? Because again, one ain't done. I feel like a preacher right there. My next question I want to ask you today is, what does success do to you? What does success do to you? How does your success make you feel? Be transparent about you. For me, success makes me feel good. It makes me think on, okay, what can I do next time to be better? It makes me question at times, how do I stay in this moment and repeat that? But I also will admit that it brings a new fear of failure, and I get scared. How does others' success make you feel? Does it give you a Jones effect? Does it bring about stress, making you think that you're behind? Does it bring a level of jealousy? Are you happy of other people that are successful, that have reached the goal before you? Or are you questioning, how did they get there? What did they do? Out of love or out of spite? Out of legitimate questions? Out of authenticity? Of you really want to know so you can implement it to your strategy? Or how did they get there? How did they get connected to this person? How did they... But one thing I've learned is how you handle success determines if that success will be a one-time thing. One thing I've learned is that we're celebrating that as we're celebrating, I'm sorry, I got my words mixed up. As you're celebrating and as you're getting ready to repeat a path that made you become successful, that things are already moving ahead. Time just keeps timing. Time don't stop for your celebration. Time don't stop for your moment of fit. Time doesn't stop. And as time advances, everything advances. Things begin to elevate. Things begin to get better. People begin working. People are already plotting on how they're going to beat you out of what you worked hard for that time. So as you're celebrating, time advances. The world begins to evolve as we speak. Things are evolving as we speak in your direct field, in your direct line of work, in your school, in your job. Everything's evolving as we speak. As you're celebrating, things are evolving. And you need to think and really think and ponder to yourself, do I repeat or do I evolve with everyone else? You must equip yourself that as time advances, you advance. Success plus a desire to do better and be better. You have the edge knowing what's at the top and how it feels to be on top. You have that edge. You have that edge knowing that hunger and desire and what it took to get there, but as well knowing what, as you evolve, you can repeat that same feeling again. As I said, as you evolve, you know what it feels like to be connected to the people at the top. You know. But again, you only stay on top is if you evolve with the rest of the world. If you adjust. Again, the minute you succeeded in that area, people are already working. People are already plotting. People are already planning. They're already strategizing. The company is already getting ready to bring something new to the table. Not to hurt you, not to make you feel play, not to downplay what you did, but understand that time doesn't stop for anybody. Business doesn't stop for anybody. Their goals, their families, their priorities, their jobs, their money doesn't stop for anybody. So I want you to write that down. Success plus a determination to get better gives me an advantage. I want you to write this down as well. I must evolve with the times. I must evolve with the times. I must advance. I must equip myself. Now that you have the edge, now that you're at the top, you must understand that your level of impact has now changed. What are you going to do with that new level of impact? You must understand that people are watching you even more than before. They're watching your every move. They're studying you. They're like we said before, how others' success make them feel. They're watching you. They're trying to figure out how you got there, what you did to get there. Some are happy for you, some aren't. Some are like the Jones effect. If he could do it, I could do it. So with that being said, what are you going to do with your newfound level of impact? Which brings me to my last point of today. This is a short lesson today. Momentum. Momentum. Are the rewards going to distract and hinder you? Are the rewards going to distract or hinder you? Will success distract or hinder you? With the success people oftentimes have, we see that success can become a distraction. Success brings access. And with access, it gives you the opportunity to do what you've always wanted to do. If your goal in life was to have the money, fame, women, as you become successful, the opportunity is presented to you. If you wanted access to be connected to certain people, success will bring that to you. That comes with the territory, and you're now faced with a crossroad. Will you allow that to be a distraction or a hindrance towards you? I've seen this time and time again on social media where people who go viral, they change everything about them to stay viral. They change their flow. They change their message. They change their style. They change who they are. They change everything about them to stay in that moment because they feel that what they did before will guarantee them success. And they now feel limited to that. They now feel limited to that one video that made them funny. They now feel limited because they feel that if I continue to expand and evolve, people won't take me seriously. They won't laugh at this anymore. They won't take me seriously as I evolve. They feel limited. How many times have you felt limited when you've done something right and out of fear of no one praising you for evolving and doing better, you continue to do the same thing? You're at a crossroad. Do I evolve or do I continue to repeat? And with repeating, I downgrade myself. I don't give myself the respect. I don't give my talent the gift, the credit it deserves. I put it in a box and open a new box of what the people want. Or it's that I can't handle the pressure that comes with it. The comment bullies, the remix haters, it all comes along with it. And you begin to ask yourself, do I really want all of this? Is this all worth it? Is this all worth it? I've learned that momentum is such a tricky thing. And we've been cultured to believe that momentum only is believed to be up. It only believes to be pushing forward. But I've learned that momentum can take you many, many ways. The enemy understands the intent of God's momentum is to push you forward and ahead. So therefore, if success can be used as a hindrance, he will use it. If he can shift your thinking of I am a conqueror and I can do all things through Christ and I have accomplished something major, to now being insecure or moving forward or growing forward, he will try to use that to shift your momentum backwards. If he can get you to believe that you no longer need God, if he can get you to believe that all those who helped you, you no longer need them, all those that kept you in a space, a place of humility, you don't need them anymore. If he can shift your momentum from doing things right, if he can shift you from the will of God, shift your momentum, yes, you're going forward, but not the right way. If he can shift your mind, if he can shift your level of creativity, if he could deceive you, that's heavy. I'm sorry, that's heavy to me. So many people's momentum, they started off pure. They started off with the right intentions. They started off with the right crowd, the right friends. They started off. But the momentum shifted. In their eyes, yes. In our eyes, yes, they're successful. They're happy. They're doing everything. But in their eyes, they're like, no, I don't like where I am in life. I'm miserable. Will you allow the enemy to shift your momentum? Will you allow the enemy to shift your momentum? Man, that's heavy. We're going to close now. We're going to close. I want you to write this down. The Bible tells us that so a man thinketh, so is he. I need you to write this down. I will not be a one-hit wonder. My success is not a coincidence. I am not confined to that one thing. My momentum is going forward in God. My consistency, my prayer, my work ethic, my team, my family, my friends is my weapon. Working smart is my advantage. And working hard is my solidifier. I want you to write that down. I want you to repeat that. And last but not least, I can do all things that just came to me. My God, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. I need you to understand, you will not be a one-hit wonder. You will not be a one and done. You will not just be famous by coincidence. You will not be known by coincidence. You will not just see your harvest and not reap the harvest. One ain't done. One ain't done. As we strive to be the change